What's happening, Captain?
What is up, man?
It's Friday afternoon, that's what's up.
Yep, that's something.
We win. And everybody wins because we have another episode of The Commute.
Yep, and I will be your driver.
And I will be your passenger. Let's see, we got some good stuff today.
Yep.
The U.S. Navy has found a way to turn seawater into fuel. Not just any old fuel, jet fuel. So they never have to worry about having enough fuel in the future.
Okay.
What they do is they extract carbon dioxide from the water while simultaneously producing hydrogen.
Mm-hmm.
It's then converted to a liquid with metal catalytic converters, giving it carbon levels suitable for replacing jet fuel. It is going to be commercially available for jets in about 10 years. However, they said it's a good thing, but it'll never be available for us to use, in cars, to be that mass produced. Simply because the amount of energy that goes into making it doesn't outweigh, the benefit of it.
Oh, okay.
You're just, as far as an energy resource goes, you're actually using more energy
to make.
than, the fuel's worth. But they're using it, in case of emergency or, who knows what fuel costs will be in 10 years.
Sure.
But they were able to do it. They have tested it, not on a full size, but they got radio controlled replicas that they used it in and flew the planes around. So,
I don't know. I'd like to see a full size.
yeah, I mean, you're able to make this much, but how much, to actually fill
I don't know. I mean,
a jet?
I've seen small engine, remote control cars, and they don't use the same fuel as, everything else.
They didn't say how big the replicas were. I mean, I don't know the size of what they were doing.
Yeah.
But it was interesting enough, though. I thought that not only could they do it, but they came out and said they can do it.
Yeah. Huh.
So, go Navy.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Have you ever had to get your appendix removed?
No.
Yeah, me either. Heart is pretty painful, though. Not so much the operation, but
before it comes out.
yeah, before you go through all that. Well, there was a man. Let me find his name. William McCormick from Bronxville, New York.
Mm-hmm.
He had his appendix removed twice.
Okay.
He went in for surgery in 2013, and he had it removed. Then, at some point this year, he's having real bad abdominal pains again, so he went to the hospital. And one of these fucking people, yeah, because we don't have anywhere to go. Say
yeah, it's fine.
Boyfriend. Just go ahead.
Don't wave, no acknowledgement, nothing.
So anyway, he has abdominal pain. He goes back to the hospital, and they said, well, you need to have your appendix removed. He said, no. He said, I had it removed last year. And they said, well, no, here's a picture of it right here. We just took this picture, and you need to have it removed. Here, he went in, had the surgery, but the doctor never removed it the first time. And doctor said he remembers removing a yellowish mass from him. And just didn't bother with the rest.
Right.
So now, of course, he's suing for a ton of money. His lawyer saying the doctor knew his mistake, but just said to hell with it. And
do whatever the fuck you want.
The road is all yours.
Captain Big Gulp, fucking make it happen.
Hey, you gotta give her that much. It is hard to maneuver the city while you're holding a big giant 64-ounce Big Gulp in one hand, especially your right hand. Makes it hard to signal and.
Yeah, I'm sure it's hard to maneuver in that front seat. I got no doubt of that.
But yeah, so they're suing, saying the doctor didn't know his mistake, but just said, you know what, we're done with this. I'll back up. We removed enough stuff.
Glad you made it, fucking asshole.
This was in Lawrence Hospital in the Adirondacks. So, always, I figured it's a good idea, because if you have anything removed, you are allowed to keep it.
Really?
Oh yeah, no matter what it is, you are allowed to keep it. If they amputate a hand, you're allowed to keep your hand.
I didn't think that was a real
thing. Yeah. Because my wife had her gallbladder removed, and they had asked her if she wanted to
keep it.
To keep it. She said, "No thanks."
What am I gonna do with that?
You know. But I guess some people are like, "Hey, it's mine. It's part of me."
Come on, you fuck.
They put in formaldehyde for you, and away you go.
Hey, take your fucking time.
I know.
Jesus Christ.
They're loaded with the nice weather brings them out.
Yeah, get me the fuck out of this city.
But no, they did send her home with some pictures of it though, which is pretty cool. I still have the pictures. It's her gallbladder, and they rip it open, and they opened it up so you could see what was inside. You know, blocking all the bite, and it looked like a bunch of giant blueberries.
Oh, weird.
Sitting there, yeah. It's a pretty cool picture.
Yeah.
But see, I should have kept it now. I could have had a little show and tell of it.
Yeah, take it out of the frame on your nightstand.
Yeah, you know.
Bring it.
Feed it to the kids when we're mad.
Yeah.
Oh, you don't like what I'm making for dinner? Here, this is what kids in wherever have to eat. Take that, ignoramus. So, there was this couple, and they were playing around, having a good time, wanted to get a little kinky. Well, their kinkiness ended up putting them in the hospital. They decided to go around, and she had gotten as a gift, this woman, a giant gummy bear. You ever see those big giant gummy bears?
No.
You never seen them? Dude, they're huge. They're like, it's a gummy bear.
Oh, God.
Like that big.
Just imagining that is making me sick.
And, yeah, they decided, hey, let's get kinky with the gummy bear. No, they didn't want to stick it anywhere.
Okay.
But they wanted to melt it down and use it as, like, you know, food to lick off each other and stuff like that. So her husband goes down, and he rips off the head, and did I leave one in my jacket? Anyway, he takes off the head, and he microwaves it to melt it down in a bowl. And she's sitting there saying, "I can't wait." And he's like, "Oh, you're gonna enjoy this," you know, shouting back up the stairs. So he comes up and starts to pour the gummy bear on top of her chest. And the idea was he would lick it off. Well, I guess from downstairs to upstairs, you don't want it to, you know, get gelatinous again. It was hard to pour. So it starts to warm up, and she's thinking, "Oh, yeah, you know, this is good." Then she noticed it wasn't like candle wax where, you know, it burns and then cools real quick. It just started really heating up to like pain. Well, before I guess she could relay that it was starting to burn, he went to lick it off of her. So the same thing happens to his tongue, and they end up with severe sugar burns all over their body. Well, on her body and his tongue, and they ended up in the hospital. The reason the story was out there, this happened in like 2011. There's a show coming out tomorrow, I believe on TLC. You know, we're just talking about these, you know, good shows that the Learning Channel likes to put out there, called like Sex Sent Me to the ER, and it's all stories about people, you know, getting it on and ending up in the ER. Right. So I thought I have to watch that.
Yeah.
No, yeah. I have to watch that.
I think that might already be on, because I've seen a commercial or something for that.
They said it starts tomorrow.
Okay, that's probably why I saw a commercial.
I'm thinking.
Oh man.
I just want to make sure I have the channel right. I don't know.
So whatever funk gummy bears are made out of.
Well, it's just all sugar.
Well, whatever the binder is, though.
Yeah, have you ever had real bad? Oh, I see what you're saying.
Must have kept, you know, that like boiling hot, you know, inside the.
Oh, here it is. It is on Yeah, the Learning Channel.
Yeah, of course.
Starts tomorrow. Have you ever had a sugar burn?
No.
Oh, we were making peanut brittle one time, and you got to get that all hot and gooey and stir it around, and then you have to pour it out into the pan. Well, we were pouring it, scraping out in the pan, and a big chunk landed on my hand.
Oh, okay.
And that, oh my God, that burnt like a motherfucker, dude.
Just keeps sizzling away.
Oh my God! I immediately run over to the sink to pour cold water on it until hopefully get it off. By that point, from oh my God, this hurts, to run to the sink, it had already just absorbed into my skin.
Jeez.
It just went in. There was nothing to wipe off. And I had this big, giant, long, wide blister down my hand for weeks. And when that finally pussed up and dried out, the scab, it just came off like a thick potato chip. You know, like it didn't like crumple off. It just.
So it went down through the layers.
Yeah, and it was just like a cracker. I just pulled a cracker off my hand.
God, that's
weeks later.
gross.
But oh my God, that hurt. That hurt for about 2 days. Like it burned. I probably should have gone to the hospital, but.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, I don't.
What are you gonna do?
Yeah.
What are they gonna do?
It's all right.
Here's some salve.
Yeah.
It's just my hand.
Here's some aloe.
I lived. My blood was a little sugary that day, I guess, but other than that.
That's how I take it, right to the skin. Take my sugar to the head.
So, this day in history, April 11th, 1970. Apollo 13 launched to the moon. Third lunar mission. James A. Lovell, John Swigert, and Fred Hayes. Why don't I recognize any of those names?
Well, that's the mission that went around.
That's the one that went around the moon.
Well, no,
right,
they were supposed to land.
Right.
And it one of the oxygen tanks blew up. You know, a few days into it, and they had to get in the lunar module and use that as a lifeboat to get back.
They had to whip themselves around the moon, right? Is that what they did?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
But still, you'd think I would recognize names of the people that
took part in it?
Yeah. So the oxygen tank blew on the command module.
Right. So they couldn't make the landing.
Yeah, I know they had trouble even getting back. I mean, it was. Yeah. They thought a couple times they were going to die on the way back.
Yeah, I mean,
I just know this from the movie.
They had to like lower the temperature all the way down, and.
Tom Hanks taught me all the history I need to know.
Thanks, Tom.
On April 17th, they splashed down safely. So 6 days of pretty much
freezing.
Yeah, because I mean, how long does it take if you were going to the moon? How long does it take to go from here to the moon?
I don't know, 3 or 4 days, something like that.
Yeah.
Depending on speed dependent, but
man.
Yeah, better part of a week at least.
But again, what an experience, you know?
Yeah.
As long as you make it back safely, you got stories to tell, man.
Yeah, you went up.
You went up, you came
barely
back.
made it back.
They had to adjust on the fly. I mean, you know, that was just all. They had to know what they were doing, dude.
Yeah. To actually like pull that shit off, pull it just out of your ass.
Yeah.
A plan to like bring people back alive.
And I know they were making stuff out of. They were like MacGyvering it. You know, they didn't have the tools they needed, but they made them. And,
yeah.
You know.
Yeah, because the problem was like the carbon monoxide buildup.
Oh yeah.
So I don't know, pumping that out. They had to figure that out to get it out of the system.
Have you ever seen videos of fire in space?
No.
Oh, it's cool. It almost looks liquefied. It looks like dancing colored water. It's really cool to watch. I'm sure there's YouTube videos of it.
Yeah.
You know, pull it up. April 11, 1961, Bob Dylan plays his first major gig in New York. And history was made. Love me some Bob. We were just talking about him the other day, how when he played his first concert using an electric guitar, he was booed off stage.
Oh yeah?
People wanted no parts of it. They said he was a traitor to the music. They said he was giving into the man, all this other stuff, and he didn't get through his first song. They booed him off the stage.
It sucks, man.
Yeah, he was just changing with the times. He wasn't changing his music. He was just.
Well, it's an instrument just as much as anything else. So I don't know.
You know, I mean, shit, the Beatles completely changed their musical style. Not that, I mean, they were always electric, but talk about changing your styles, and people were cool with that. But these people were die hard, you know.
Crossing that line.
Bob.
Yeah.
He's a good one to watch interviews on.
Oh yeah.
If you ever see any kind of interview with him,
I don't think I ever had.
Watch, especially the old ones when he was like really just blowing up. I remember there was this one. I always remember he's sitting there and this guy's asking him all these cheesy questions, just stupid stuff. No, the guy couldn't have been a great reporter. So he says, "Oh, so how many folk singers are there in the United States?" And he's like, he just looks at him. He says something like 167. It's just like, you can ask me dumb questions.
Yeah.
Like, Jesus, that's like, fuck, I don't know. I'm supposed to be the historian of folk singers.
Right. That's not really his area of expertise.
I just play the music, dude. April 11, 1945, U.S. Army liberates, what is that? Buchenwald?
Buchenwald. Yeah,
concentration camps.
Camp.
Wow.
Yeah, that's a bad one.
Yeah, I guess that sounds about right, 45.
Yeah, and it goes on.
Oh, okay. So as American forces closed in on the Gestapo.
The Gestapo called the concentration camp. They said that they were sending like munitions out to blow up the camp, like any trace of it.
Oh shit.
And what they didn't know is like the minders of the camp, they had already split.
Oh.
And it was just the prisoners there, and
they were like, "We're out."
A prisoner picked up the phone.
Oh no.
I was talking to him and told him they didn't need to send it, that the camp was already destroyed.
Wow, that's awesome.
And the U.S. moved in like after that, and, liberated the camp. But that one was like a forced labor camp. It was real nasty. I mean, just.
Well, I'm sure they were all pretty nasty.
Yeah, I mean that one didn't have like the gas chambers or whatever they said, but it was all forced labor, and like I guess the wife of the commandant or whatever, she was like real sadistic, so she beat the people and stuff, and she had like lampshades and book covers and stuff made out of their skin after they died. Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Fucking people, man. But yeah, they ran for it.
It says Eli Wiesel.
Yeah, Ellie Wiesel.
Ellie.
She was one of the people interned there, and she made it out, and she ended up winning the Nobel Prize and Peace Prize in 1986.
What did she win the Nobel Peace Prize for?
I don't know. Have to look it up. 86.
For suffering?
Or maybe whatever cause she started after that.
Yeah.
After her experience there.
Yeah, I was reading the other day that they said that Hitler's wife, they did this big study on her, and they searched the family tree.
Yeah.
That she actually had some Jewish blood in her, and this is just coming to light, so that Hitler, through all his shenanigans, ended up marrying a Jew. Never even knew it. This just proves that if you don't, that's just hate. If you don't know that about somebody, and you can love them and want to marry them.
And the fact that everybody is the same. I mean,
yeah. I mean, we're all
ultimately
humans. It's just.
Yeah,
hate still goes on, man.
Yeah, what the hell was her name? Because they were sort of the two that like they killed themselves, right?
Yeah. Wow, what was her name? Was it Eva something? Why am I thinking Eva?
Must be something like that. I'm drawing a blank on it, and that's fine.
Yeah. Who?
Nazi scumbag. I don't need. Really don't need that name in my repertoire.
Yeah, here 70 years later, and we still deal with the same bullshit. Yeah. Not the same bullshit, but other countries have. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. That whole event was just so extraordinary. I mean, a lesson in like psychology of a people, being led that way, and
And then didn't they, after they committed suicide, didn't they hang them in the streets and just beat their bodies to a bloody pulp?
No, I think his driver or something like burned the bodies, and there was this big thing where like the Russians, like, they confiscated the remains, and they had the remains for a while, and they ended up reburying them in somewhere in Russia, and they, years passed, and it was like an unmarked thing, and they like paved over. There was a parking lot like on top of it, and they went like archaeologists or something went back years later and they found the remains there, I think.
Huh. Well, who was it that they hung in the street and beat to death? Not to death, they're already dead. And they,
fuckers, I mean, a lot of them went on trial, though. That was the other thing. I mean,
and a lot of them went on trial years and years later.
Yeah,
once they come across them,
and plenty more escaped. A lot of them got away to South America and stuff. It's there was a hint of truth to that in movies that you see. What was that in? It was in one recently. Well, I guess not too recent. But the X-Men one.
The X-Men? The newer.
Yeah, the First Class or whatever.
Right.
Like Magneto goes to South America and kills those Nazi guys there.
That was awesome.
Yeah.
That was a good scene. So we're talking about the Beatles. Now we just mentioned them. There is a dentist in Alberta, Canada. A few years back, he bought one of John Lennon's molars for $33,000. I guess it's a cool souvenir to have if you're a dentist and you love the Beatles.
Yeah.
Well, he now wants to use the DNA from the molar to clone a baby and raise it as his own. He wants to clone John Lennon. He says he has no idea how to do it or how he's going to do it, but he's going to find a country that will let him do it, and we'll have John Lennon again. He will be resurrected.
Right.
And he said that he wants to raise the kid and have him take music lessons, learn how to play, read and play music, to see if this kid would be able to
if it was just
be a musical
genetic
genius.
or if it was experience driven.
So
it's like I don't know.
That's just obsessive. I mean, they should go and take the tooth from him.
Just stop.
The family's kicking a fit. He's saying, I own his DNA. If I bought the tooth, I have a right to his DNA. And the family's saying, no, you don't. So that battle's going on right now. But I imagine as long as he goes to a country that's willing to take his money, they're not going to be able to stop him.
He won't have to go too far, actually. I mean, there's a few out there that don't outlaw any kind of experimentation that way. And they shouldn't. I mean, it doesn't really...
Yeah.
Honestly, I don't know. I don't know why people feel so strongly
Who cares?
against
It's a different person.
any type of cloning. Yeah, it's not... I don't understand what you're getting at, but...
It's not going to be him. It'll just look like him. That's it.
Yeah. And it might not even look like him because...
Yeah.
It's not the same egg. It's not the same... what... I don't know what you're hoping to splice together there, it's... But I forget what they do. I think they insert the DNA like at an early stage of the... At least that's what they did with the sheep. I mean, like at an early stage of the... the splitting of the cell. They insert that DNA and it absorbs it in.
Was that Molly? Molly the sheep? Was that her name?
Yeah, I think so. Molly was there, and they've done it with dogs and cats and everything.
And you can't you don't know, but you can be like, oh my god, they look just alike. And it's a sheep. They all look alike.
It's crazy. I'm sure they're cloning people somewhere.
Oh yeah, you kidding? They have to be. This stuff's going on.
The fact that science exists means people are using it somewhere.
Well, it turns out that God has a pretty poor credit rating.
Poor credit rating?
Yeah.
Okay.
There's a man named God Gazarov.
Okay.
26-year-old man. He's suing Equifax, the credit agency, because they refuse to accept his name as his first name. And he said, well, it is my first name. He was named after his grandfather, who also was named God. And he says, what am I going to do? He's like, look me up in the system. and it'll come up. That's my name.
Yeah.
But they still refuse to accept his name and put him in their system. So they're saying that he has no financial history because of this. So we went to go buy a car. Now, the other two major credit agencies have no problem with it.
Right.
Put it in the system, they do it. He's fine. And his credit rating with them is 720. Pretty decent credit rating.
Uh-huh.
But because Equifax has him at a 0, because he has no credit, he was not able to buy a car. It's screwing him over.
Oh, yeah, well, he should sue then. I mean, it's on them. All they got to do is
put him in
make
the goddamn
one
system.
exception.
Yeah. And if the other two accept him, and he is a real person, he's given the ID, I'm sure he's got a social security number.
Right.
I don't get the problem, but they are refusing to put it in. So when he told him about this, he said, look, you got to take me in. I can't even get any credit rating.
Yeah.
They said, well, how about you change your name so that we can put you in the system? They want him to change his name.
Why don't you change your fucking policy for one person?
Why don't you change being such a douchebag?
Yeah.
And, so keep that in mind if you ever have to do any dealings with Equifax, that they're total douchebags.
Well, they reserve the right. I mean, if they pretty much control the credit of any living person, you know, obviously that way, you know.
And they do, man. I had I broke my wrist. I had to go to the hospital, get x-rays and all that other stuff. Well, they send in the bill, and okay, here's the bill. I'll pay it, you know, when I get the money for it. It was like $70.
Yeah.
And it wasn't paid within 10 days, so they sent me to a credit collection agency. 10 days.
10 days?
Yep.
For a hospital bill?
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm like, whoa, hey, you know, what's going on here? So I pay it, and it's fine, but it doesn't come off my credit rating.
Yeah, because it was an unpaid.
So then when I was going to apply for my first mortgage, that shows up on there, $70. And they were like, well, what's this? And I explained it to them. And they said, well, you have to get that removed. If it was paid, you have to get it removed. I said, well, if I paid it, shouldn't it show as being paid on there at least? Or you know, even removed? And they're like, well, they're supposed to, but that's why you have to keep up on your own credit report. So these people will fuck you.
Yeah, but they won't.
But they won't fix you.
They won't help
you.
Fuck you.
Right. So I had to write a letter. I had to get a copy of the check. You know, mail it to them, because this was before you could scan things and email it to people. That used to exist. And in order for them to take it off. And then they did. Once I did that, I mean, they didn't fight me on it. Once I did that, they did it. But I had to go through all that bullshit, you know, or I couldn't get a mortgage because there was a $70 bill.
There's something for the consumer fucking protection agency thing that they just came up with. There's something for them to fucking work on.
Right.
Fix the fucking credit agencies. That bullshit.
There's a lot to be fixed, and they can start there.
Yeah, no kidding.
They need to work on them. They need to work on insurance companies. It's an
endless list of degenerate fucks
assholes
that need to be dealt with. They want to help people. That's the ground floor.
No one wants to help anybody. People just want to make money. And if you need help, you gotta help yourself. You know?
Yeah, unfortunately.
Help yourself or have friends in the right places.
Yep. That's the way it's going. It's so corrupt and.
It's the downfall of Rome, man. It's happening.
Yeah, you think so? You think it's on the downslide?
I think so.
Yeah.
I mean, do things appear to be getting better? No.
Yeah, they've been the same for, 10 years at least.
I think it's even getting worse. I think I don't know so much things like that are getting worse, but it seems like people are getting crazier. And when you combine the two, it's just
a powder keg.
Yeah, man, it's a recipe for disaster.
I don't know.
Politics seem to be getting more petty. And I don't know. I think we're witnessing it. I think we're witnessing the first decline in our civilization.
Yeah, and this fucker is leading the charge right there.
See what I mean?
Go for it.
He's not even a black plater.
But he is winning now.
He's winning.
In the race of life, he's in first.
I'm going to tell him he ought to try melting some gummy bears.
Yeah.
pouring all over his sexy body. Start with your balls. Look at him, holy mackerel.
He's got places to go.
He's gonna cause some damage with that thing too.
Yeah, no, that's fine. There's only, so much road for everybody. He can have more than his share. Did you see that big accident with that bus and the
man.
UPS truck or whatever?
What the fuck? Did you see a picture of it? This the explosion?
Yeah, I don't even understand.
There's a tour bus and a FedEx truck.
Did it go head on? Is that what it is? Like the truck went in
the
like
FedEx
the other
truck
lane?
Went over into the other lane, came head on with a tour bus that was bringing high school seniors to a college so they could take a tour. And somehow there was like a little white Nissan or just a white regular car involved as well. They don't know how that car got involved with it. But there were, 9 people died?
10 people died.
And you figure if they're each doing, just say 60, that's 120 mile an hour crash.
Force of impact, yeah.
And the drivers died just because of a head-on collision.
Yeah.
But tour bus, you're not wearing seatbelts. No. Which is why they need to put seatbelts in fucking buses. School buses, tour buses, any kind of bus.
Yeah, that is kind of weird. I never understood.
They can still flip over and they can still crash.
They do a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not the most stable design. It's, like a upended brick. It's.
Especially school buses.
Yeah.
And even limos. I mean, they're in limousines, but people think if you're in a limousine, you don't need to wear a seatbelt.
Right.
Because it's like a little house or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But, they get into accidents too, and people get fucked up.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, school buses, man. That's kind of weird. I don't understand why that's still the way it is.
Maybe people petition for it all the time.
Because just, is it too much time? I don't understand what the deal is. It would take too much time to get the kids on and off, and
I don't know.
That's a big deal.
Get it. And it's not like there hasn't been accidents where kids have died on school buses. They usually think, as soon as that happens, we'll change all the laws.
Yeah.
No.
Well, meanwhile, some buses get T-boned by trains, and now they all got to stop at the train tracks.
Yeah. The explosion of the two together was insane. I mean, just billowy flame coming up from the goddamn thing. And there were so many people that were really hurt. They said the tour bus itself, this is only their second accident. They have a really good safety record.
Mm-hmm.
This is their second accident in a 3-year period. However, FedEx has, I forget the number, but it was something like some ridiculous number, 140 accidents in the last 6 months or something crazy. But they said they don't take full responsibility for it because this comes from FedEx. They have their own drivers and trucks.
Mm-hmm.
Then they also have people that rent their trucks from them for their business. So, I guess they'll never know if this guy fell asleep, if he was texting, because he's dead.
Nothing left on him.
If he had any camera on board, that's destroyed.
Yeah.
It was pretty heinous.
Yeah, it was crazy. The pictures I saw anyway, I mean, something flipped over down in Dover too, around Dover Downs or something today.
Uh-huh.
There's all this smoke coming out, and there was some kind of front end loader or something rolled and caught fire or something today.
You better believe it was blocking the entrance to that casino. They cleared that up pretty quick.
Oh yeah, they would have scooped the ground out to get it out.
So Amanda Grice, 24-year-old, has a problem. She has too many orgasms.
Okay.
She has something called persistent genital arousal disorder.
Mm-hmm.
She has up to 50 orgasms a day. She always feels like she's on the verge of it, and anything from riding in a car to your clothes rubbing the wrong way, walking, gives her an orgasm. And it's not a good thing. She said it's like eating too much candy.
Yeah.
You know, it's a good thing, but one, you can't control it. She can't go anywhere.
Yeah.
You know, working is hard.
Right.
And I saw an interview with her, and even in the interview, she's talking. She's just sitting on the couch talking. In the middle of talking, she's like, yeah, there was another one. I'm like, Jesus. She wasn't even doing anything. She was just talking. She's been experiencing this since she was 6. 6 years old.
Holy crap.
She's almost committed suicide once because of it.
Yeah.
It's just too much. But she said she's getting better between a good mix of love and therapy. And she said she can never even have a decent relationship because of it. So she met this guy online. They seem to be having a pretty good. Although one of the things in her therapy is abstinence. Like, don't have sex. Don't. You know, that's just going to make it even more. You know.
Yeah.
So between him helping around, she's in therapy. She says she's getting a little better, but she really needs that fixed. But can you imagine?
It's just insane.
Like,
I mean,
it'd be fun for like a day or two, you know. But after that, good Lord, that would certainly change our commute.
Yeah.
An hour of vibrating seats.
Yeah.
We just have to make a wall or something, you know?
You have to have a special seat. Just you wouldn't be able to do anything, man.
You know?
You wouldn't be able to do anything. That's like, have you seen those videos of like the, there was one, it was like this couple, they get in one of those like slingshot things, like at the beach.
Yeah.
And like they just slingshot the thing, and like the chick has an orgasm, like going
what
on the slingshot thing just because of that.
Wow. I guess it's kind of like extreme butterflies. You know, you get like butterflies, and that's kind of tingly.
I guess
that just set her off.
Yeah, whatever it was.
I bet she has one of those things in her backyard now.
Yeah. I'm gonna go do the
slingshot. I'll be right back.
I need a giant slingshot.
I would imagine it'd be even difficult being in a relationship with someone like that. And they're gonna have all the orgasms, and you're not getting any.
Yeah.
That's gonna start a fight. No?
That's grounds for something.
So I wish Amanda all the luck.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm surprised you don't hear more stories like that of people. I mean,
I imagine it's got to be super rare.
Yeah, but I mean, how complicated is the human body that, you know, something can be wired a little differently in one person to the next, you know?
I'm surprised there's not a way they can stop that from happening somehow.
Yeah, I'm sure there's probably some kind of...
I mean, I guess the only other way is to never have an orgasm again.
Yeah.
You know, but... Man.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm sure there's some kind of uncomfortable surgery or a series of medications.
Yeah, I guess they want to go through that. But I mean, shit, if you're near suicide, you can do whatever you gotta do, man.
I'd take some medication for that. Yeah, I don't know.
50 orgasms a day. Let's say you sleep for 8 hours. That leaves you 16 hours in a day. It's like 3 an hour.
Mm-hmm. It's just impossible to do anything. Yeah, that's... I don't know. I feel nothing but bad for her. I mean,
yeah, that's horrible.
It's the fucking worst.
Like you said, it would be good for a day or two, but then...
All used up after that.
And so she's been going through that for 18 years now.
That's insane.
18 years.
This is freaking insane.
I mean, I wonder if she even ever finished school. You know?
How do you concentrate as...
Yeah.
You know, as short of an attention span as like kids have anyway.
Yeah, and then you got that going on. You probably don't even know what the hell it is, you know, as a kid.
Yeah. Well, especially for as young as she was talking.
Yeah, 6.
But like that one girl had she had constant hiccups or whatever.
Yeah, yeah. For so many years.
Yeah.
That would drive me nuts. That to me would be worse. That's I don't like when I have hiccups for 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Let alone years.
Yep. I think she turned into a criminal or something after that. Too. Like, she was on all those shows, like the Oprah and all those shows.
Yeah?
And
she said, fuck the world.
Yeah, she just, I don't know if she was stealing shit or what.
She got fixed and then became a criminal?
Yeah. There was some.
You're not a good criminal if you have the hiccups.
Right.
Because of attention on you.
What? Try to pick her out of a lineup. There she is,
that one right there.
Right the fuck there.
No, I'm gonna have to look into her backstory.
Yeah. There's something to that. I'm pretty sure, like she got arrested or went to prison or something.
Wow, see? Everything happens for a reason. I should have kept the hiccups on her. Little bitch.
It kept you in check.
Then there's Freely the Banana Girl. Freely.
The Banana Girl.
Freely the Banana Girl. She's an Australian girl. She's a self-styled diet guru. She has her own YouTube channel. And she came up with a diet called the 30 BAD, which is 30 bananas a day. She says sometimes she even has up to 51 bananas a day.
Dude, that is fucking really bad for you.
I couldn't eat 51 bananas on a bet in a day, I don't think. That's a lot of bananas. They're heavy.
Well, well, here's another thing about bananas is they're inherently radioactive. So
really?
A certain amount, there's a scale that measures, driving in a car is however many, they call them micromorts. Mm-hmm. So it's like how close you are, how much time it takes off of your life is like a micromort. Well, bananas, for every, I don't know, I'm just going to say 10 that you eat is like 1 micromort. Huh. So for every one, that's like a minute or so off of your total lifespan.
Wow.
Because of the radioactivity in them. Because it's
why are they so
the potassium.
Oh.
It's radioactive.
Okay.
Something like that.
She says she ingests 97% of her diet is fruit.
Fruit in general is not bad, but that many effing bananas is
even a whole lot of fruit. Isn't that too much sugar? Like, it's good sugar, but even too much good sugar can be bad for you?
Yeah, I'm sure, she'll end up as a diabetic or something. I don't know.
She said she came up with it on her own. There was some other diet that it's called like the 80-10-10 diet, and you're supposed to have, I don't know what it is.
80% fruit.
80% of something, 10% carb, 10% protein. And she kind of took that. Even the guy that came up with that said he doesn't recommend this. But she has suffered from both anorexia and bulimia. So I guess this is her goal. She's just obsessed with her weight.
She's upset. She just wants to come up with a new eating disorder.
She wants to be able to eat.
That's all her own.
Without it becoming, I guess to her that's healthy. At least I'm eating, so I'm not anorexic. I'm not throwing it up, so I'm not bulimic. I guess at least I'm keeping food down. She did lose 40 pounds doing this.
Oh, imagine
and she doesn't look disgustingly thin.
Yeah.
She's a pretty girl. She's got a decent body. She says since she has started it cleared up her acne, her chronic fatigue, her low thyroid function, and bad digestion. So she's quoting it all good. Now, her critics say it's still an eating disorder.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Right, but
she came up with her own.
It's not healthy. They don't recommend it.
No.
However, everyone that has, if you go to her YouTube site, anyone that has tried the diet says all good things about it. There's not one person that's tried it that has said anything bad about it, has said anything, it caused negative reactions.
Yeah, well, it's not a short-term effect.
Right, but it's down the road you're going to have problems. And can you imagine, she says, it cleared up her bad digestion. She must shit a tree. That many bananas? You're just going to explode. Her deuces must be dynamic.
Well, it's almost all fiber, too. I mean, even
that's what I'm saying. Just a banana tree comes out of it.
Apples and all that other stuff. Mm-hmm. Look at it. Go to it. Use the chute.
Oh, the asshole chute.
Become one with the chute.
Oh, we got two coming out of the asshole chute.
Woo!
They're coming to the end. Oh, is she going to make it? Is she going to make it?
Give it the beans.
She's on the shoulder. She got it.
Oh.
She made it.
Just in time.
Man.
I thought
they were going to see another crash here.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be something really illegal. Instead, it was just
semi-illegal.
Right.
Because this guy wasn't letting up. He was like, I'm just going to keep my speed. You make it, you make it.
Yeah. You don't? You're in the dirt.
You don't. Sorry, Charlie.
Have a banana. Have you ever seen bananas? And bananas, that, the other thing with them is, everybody, how do you open them? From the
Well, I open them from
the stem?
I used to open it from the stem.
Yeah.
Until a monkey taught me how to open
it.
Yeah. I've seen that, so I was like, let me try it. So I open it's so much easier. I've broken bananas trying to open the goddamn stem. And the monkeys, they rip it off and they always open it from the bottom.
Yeah.
It's just instinct how they open it. And it's fantastic. I'm like, wow. So that's the way I open them now. I feel weird. It's like eating it, even though banana is the same upside down or right side up, just holding it and having the stem by your hand, it feels weird. It feels like you're upside down.
You spent years opening it the wrong way.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't see that till about 3-4 years ago.
Nope.
So I spent over 30 years eating bananas the wrong way.
Completely wrong way.
Who knew? But,
Did you ever see that dude, again with bananas, the fucking, there's a guy, he's always with Kirk Cameron. There's weird, religious zealot.
I've never seen the guy with them. I mean, I know they're religious nuts.
I can't think of his name. But anyway, he did this video of, he's like, and this proves God. And he had this, because the banana perfectly fits into your hand and all this other stuff. And that proves God because the banana fit into his hand. Well, people went back to him after the fact, and because bananas are a man-made invention, we cultivated them to be like that.
Oh, okay.
People did that.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, people made banana trees the way that they are now.
How did they used to be?
It used to be an entirely different plant. It wasn't.
Okay.
It didn't have the same fruit or anything, and I guess more like plantains or in that family. But yeah, I thought that was funny. It's a man-made thing. It's not a.
But even the fact, even if it wasn't, the fact that it fits in your hand,
right?
Anything that can fit in your hand, it's made in nature, and you're gonna find things that don't.
Yeah. He since retracted all that stuff. Well, he went back.
Explain the pineapple, jackass. Coconuts aren't that easy to fucking open either.
Pineapple plants are pretty cool too. They're real low to the ground. You expect them to come off a tree or something, but they're
nothing like some fresh pineapple, man.
Oh, dude, yeah, absolutely.
Nothing like some fresh pineapple. Then you go to those bars where they have pineapple slices in the big glass jars, and they fill it with vodka.
Yeah.
Oh, and they pour some out, and it just tastes so. Oh,
I saw this awesome coring thing. It was on that Gadget Man show, and it was kind of cool. You cut the bottom, and then you put this thing in. And you kind of screw it in, it slides its way down, and then you just pull the center back up, and it chunks the whole pineapple, and when you pull it back up, just pineapple chunks come out.
Ooh,
it's awesome.
I like that.
It's one of the coolest things I've seen.
Wow. Yeah, man, fresh pineapple, that's the shit.
Yep.
Love it.
Is there any more fruit things?
I have a vegetable thing.
Okay.
So there was at Jeffco Open School District.
Jeffco?
Jeffco, that is in Colorado. Okay. More than 30 people, mostly kids, were complaining of eye injuries or skin irritation and eye pain and skin pain all in one day. And they couldn't figure it out. So they even had hazmat crews come to decontaminate dozens of kids. 7 kids ended up in the hospital.
What?
Here, all because of habanero peppers.
Oh.
Somebody went and chopped up a whole bunch of habanero peppers and tossed them in the playground in the mulch. They have the mulch at the bottom of the playground so kids don't bust their skulls open. And kids were coming down the sliding board or whatever gym thing they were on.
And landing in it,
getting on their skin, going back up, going down the board again. So now this habanero stuff was on everything. And it got all over the kids.
What a fucking
and it was just burning the shit out. Then they'd go to rub their eyes. And they're rubbing habanero juice in their friggin' eyes and
fucking
and the fumes. Yeah, man, 7 kids ended up in the hospital, and they said they have no idea. You know, they're investigating, but
what's with people fucking with playgrounds, man? Did you see that shit where they're like
Target?
They're like gluing like razor blades to the monkey bars.
What?
Did you see that shit?
No.
Yeah, I think it's locally too. I think it's like Pennsylvania or something. You know, it's somewhere local because it was on the local news. But yeah, people are like duct taping fucking, you know, razor blades and shit to monkey bars.
Why would you ever want to hurt a kid for any reason? You might want to kick him in the face, but you don't do it. You know, it's. Wow, it's because people. That's what I'm saying, man. People are fucking nuts. They're getting nuttier.
You think?
I think people are getting out of the.
Yeah, but people put like fucking razor blades in Hershey bars and shit when we were kids.
No, they never did that though.
That was fake.
That was fake.
That was the whole thing.
They did a study. If you look at it, there's not one reported case of someone getting a razor blade in their candy or
so
their
it's just
apple.
An excuse for parents to eat their kids' candy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That makes more sense.
You know, it was a urban legend.
Okay.
Essentially, but I believed it until a couple years ago.
Oh, yeah.
And I read a thing that said there's not one documented case in the U.S. of
that's good to know.
Ever happened.
I'll stop passing false information now.
I'm still going to tell my kid that so I get to eat her candy.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, except for that, you know, the core lies must remain intact.
I gotta check your candy, baby. I'm sorry.
Santa Claus and razor blades and candy. Those lies must persist.
They must stay. And the Easter Bunny.
Yeah.
We were in the store the other day, and my kid says, I just sold a toy or whatever. I want this. I said, well, tell the Easter Bunny.
Mm-hmm.
She says, well, you can't tell the Easter Bunny what you want. I said, sure you can. You go. You sit on his lap in the mall and tell him to bring you something in your basket. Because our kid gets more toys or gadgets or whatever in her basket than candy. You know, we tried to overfill it with candy. And she was like, he doesn't do that. I said, the Easter Bunny brought you 3DS games last year in your Easter basket. I said, no, he didn't. And then I'm fucking fuming.
No DS!
I said, yes, he did. She's like, what game was it? What game? I said, I don't remember what game it was. You have so many games. But I said, I have a picture. I'll show you a picture when we get home.
Mm-hmm. It's you going like this.
With your basket, we take pictures of the basket before she opens them. And there's 3DS games in there. No, he didn't. You're going to have to prove it to me. You see what's in your Easter basket this year. See what is in the basket this year.
The Easter Bunny can bring coal, too. Coal!
He knows Santa.
He knows where the coal mine is.
But they push you to just say, you know what? The Easter Bunny's dead.
Santa killed him.
Now he's in jail.
All holidays are canceled.
They're done.
Happy Memorial Day, because that's all you're getting.
The only thing you can celebrate is Thanksgiving. That's just because the Indians didn't fight hard enough.
Because the Indians accepted those blankets full of smallpox.
They should have been more of a dick. They could have said, you speak Native American or you leave this country. But no, they wanted to make friends.
Yeah.
See what happened? Sons of bitches. Where was I?
I don't know, you were disparaging races and all kinds of stuff.
Easter
and that was a vegetable subject.
That's right, we were on vegetable.
Yeah. Habanero peppers in the eyes.
They'll eat all the vegetables.
Jesus. Habanero peppers.
So there's a new game out. You can download on your phone or tablet. So they say. I looked for it, couldn't find it. Sounded like I wanted to play it. It wasn't on the Android market. It's called Super Planet Crash.
Okay.
And what it is, you create your own planetary system. Mm-hmm. You place planets around a star to create your own solar system. And you have to keep building it until the system can't handle itself anymore and planets crash into each other or they get expelled from the solar system. What's cool about it is it uses the where am I here? Accurate presentation of the physics that underlie planetary systems. It uses the same software code called Systemic Console that helps astronomers trace out exoplanet signals from raw data. So this is actual stuff they use, an actual program they use to help scientists look at other, solar systems and planets and figure out, what it's attracted to, where it's going from.
Mm-hmm.
And this guy turned it into a game to help out other astronomers, to help teach students and other teachers, the science behind it and how it really works. And supposedly they say it's a super addictive game. They're saying it's like the Angry Birds for scientists.
Mm-hmm.
So it really sounded cool. I wanted to try it and try playing it before we talked about it, but I went to get on my phone and I couldn't find it.
Yeah, it's probably an Apple
anywhere. It's probably Apple, or maybe it's an online thing.
But there's one that's similar to that. That's it's on Steam. It's something Universe.
I did find other games that were similar, but I wanted to try this.
This one does that same thing.
Oh, is it the same
uses
code?
That program.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I'll have to find out what it was. There's another one called I think it's just called Solar, and you start out as like a brown dwarf star, and you can move around, and like you can use the Xbox control like on the PC, and you can move around, and you can start like absorbing like other stars, and you can get like, and if they have like planets around them, you'll pick up the planets, and like if you have enough planets around, stuff will start happening, like life will develop on the planets, and they'll go out and like attack like other solar systems and shit. But like and if you round up enough stars, and if you absorb enough stuff, you'll become like a black hole, and that's like a bonus round.
Oh wow.
But it's pretty cool. Like that one's not based on like physics and stuff, but it's a hell of a lot of fun like to play.
Kind of sounds like what's that one game for the PlayStation, like
Katamari Damacy?
Yeah. It sounds like
that game is fun as hell, man. Did you ever play that?
I've never played it.
Holy
never played it.
Fuck, that's a great game.
I've heard nothing but good things about it, but I'm always thinking, it didn't appeal to me. Like I'm just going around.
Dude, it's great.
Getting stuff to stick to me.
It's great. It's absolutely like.
And again, that's all I've ever heard about the game. How great it is.
Yeah, it's fun as anything. I don't know how to describe it. I mean, it's just there's just all these objects. Like there's one of the levels you play. It's like a candy store, and like you can go up like on the shelves and stuff and take all the candy and like absorb it. It gets this big giant ball
thing
going.
The bigger things you can get to.
Yeah, you can start picking up more, junk, and I don't know. It's just fun. We just rented it. We never had it.
Yeah.
It was definitely worth playing.
Christy Smith was pulled over in Virginia for driving erratically. When they pulled her over, she was not only under the influence of meth, she was cooking meth while driving. It's something that's becoming more popular. They call them mobile meth labs.
Yeah, just in like soda bottles or something?
I don't know. They didn't say how they make them.
Yeah, she was probably on it, and then in her trunk she probably had a bunch of soda bottles. Like that's what they do. Like they'll mix the crap and then let it
So the problem with it though is you're breathing in the gases in your car from meth, because they're supposedly
no, it's sealed up like that way.
Oh, not however they were cooking it.
Oh, okay.
They said you're breathing the gases, which even if they get into your house can be dangerous to you. Sucked in the walls, and they explode.
Yeah.
Often. Now they said something like in Maryland 2 years ago they found 12 of these mobile meth labs. Last year they found 26 of them, and that's just the ones they found. Mm-hmm. But they said it's becoming more and more.
Yeah, it's getting bigger down this way too. With they were saying, like the thing I was reading, it said if you ever see like a soda bottle, like
don't pick it up.
Yeah, don't get near it, because it can be anything. Yeah.
I mean, kids, they do stuff where they put fluids in and they don't blow up until they really get mixed up. But when you pick it up, that's enough for it to mix.
Right.
And they blow up in your hand. I always tell my kid. And I always scared the shit out of myself, because for some reason people like to drive by my yard and they think it's their freaking personal trash yard and just throw shit. And I won't see it when the grass gets so high. And I'll be out there mowing. And I just pop! Fuck it! And I just let go of the shit, and I don't think I'm blowing up. But it's amazing. I think this year I'm gonna keep everything I find in my yard. And this summer just have this big bag of shit.
Yep. Put it in a bin.
I mean, it's amazing some of the stuff I find. It's like It's insane.
Yeah. Well, it's like they go down and there's a thing every like September or something. They go down and clean the beaches and stuff. Like they'll go up and down the beach for a day or two and like
comb the beaches.
Yeah, all the stuff they find from that. I mean, it's tons and tons of trash.
It's insane.
You know, they bring out just endless truckloads of it.
And there's trash cans right there.
Mm-hmm.
There's no need to throw anything at your fucking car. Wait till you get home.
Yeah.
You know, angers me. And Gabe had told me about it too. He's like, "Oh, you'll be surprised when you move down here how much trash people throw in your yard."
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, "Yeah, whatever." I'm like, "Well, you have a sidewalk, so maybe that's part of it." No, you don't need a sidewalk for people to throw shit on your yard. We live in a town of litter bugs.
Yeah. Well, that's all right. People walk down the sidewalk and cut our screen all the time.
Do they really?
Yeah. There's giant cuts in our screen.
You know, it's not like we live in fucking Detroit. You know, it's wow. That's why. Why? Damn, assholes.
Yeah. They're everywhere. It's getting worse.
We must put a stand to screen cutters and litter bugs. I'm going to start the rally.
Don't try to prop up Rome with your own two hands. Just let it slide.
Nelson Paviotti.
Is an opera singer?
No. He is a huge Brazilian soccer fan.
Okay.
He's from Brazil, so rightfully give him.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he said back in '94, if Brazil won the World Cup, he would only wear clothes that have Brazil's colors in them. And he would only eat food that was yellow or green. That was 20 years ago, and he has held true to his promise for 20 years. He only wears clothes that have green, yellow, white, or blue in them. Mm-hmm. That's the color of their flag, and he only eats foods that are green and yellow. So I mean, he would get along good with Freely the Banana Girl.
Yeah.
I'm imagining. But I'm thinking green and yellow, you're pretty much fruits and veggies.
Mm-hmm.
I'm guessing. Or does he maybe bread? He considers bread yellow.
Like food color, your pancakes and stuff. Yeah.
Green eggs and ham.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's crazy. So they said they don't know what he's going to do this year because the World Cup is again this year, and it's in Brazil.
Mm-hmm.
So he said it's a pretty good chance Brazil will win again.
Well, they're just hosting it. I mean, did they make it to the?
Oh, Brazil's super good. And they said not just that, but being on their home turf, they said they're going to be hard to beat.
Yeah.
But so we will see. We'll have to check in with Nelson Paviotti.
See what he's eating these days.
At the end of the summer this year. See if he holds true or not. All right, well, that'll do it for this episode of The Commute. Thank you for watching or listening. You can check out our website, tocommute.com, TWOcommute.com. Check out our Facebook page, The Commute. Follow us on Twitter, @DriverPassenger. You can check out our YouTube page, The Commute Podcast, or send us an email about anything you want at thecommutepodcast@comcast.net.
Yeah, give us some feedback.
We need it.
Yep.
Take care.